do. But similarly for this test, I wanted her to learn something from that and kind of bring that strategy to this test. Not to just be full forward, I have to overwhelm somebody with punches and speed and power, but to maybe cultivate the ability to think and to strategize. And anytime she needs it, she can steamroll forward. But I want her to be able to be a little bit more cerebral as she fights. Feet straightening up here, complete posture. At the very end of today's session, I had everyone do a special drill that rewarded hustle and initiative. I told them exactly how I wanted them to do sprawls, and then I had them do 25, under the condition that they went as fast as they could, but only with proper technique. I told them that the first person to finish was going to reward themselves with not having to do anymore. But they had to do it properly. So 25 sprawls later, Mr. Hesser was the one who finished first. Everybody in the room, including him, did around the world squats. 5 of them where you jump off the ground as high as you can. You go forward, back, side, and side. And then the other 5 had to do 25 more sprawls. The next person to finish was Miss Fritz. So she was excused from sprawls from there on in. And we continued in that manner, interspersing the sprawls with the around the world squats. Mr. Hannerfeld was the last one to finish, and he ended up doing a grand total of 150 sprawls. He was recognizably dead and tired at the end, which does not tell me that he's not in good condition, because anybody after 150 sprawls should be hurting. But it did show me that he wasn't quitting, and his sprawls up in the 140 range looked just like they did down in the 20 range. They were good technique all the way through, and that's what I expect.
No.
Everyone's here. Oos.
Ooh, we got Voss water. It was a great class as always. I'm beat down, tired. I actually broke a sweat today. It's pretty good because I usually always do, and it's a great group of people out there. It's just fun. Every week is awesome, and every week I get to come in here. It's just a fun time, having a good time. So see you next week.
Good class today. Thought I was going to need the garbage can today, but I got a good example of the lead by example. Martin Luther King Day, we went up, me and Ned, and went to Colchester because Norwich was closed. And Mr. Hess he worked like 20 days straight. He was painting. He wanted to go home, get a day off, have dinner with his wife. And me and Ned showed up, and he was leaving, and he seen us there. He actually did leave, but he called his wife and said, you know, I got to train. These guys are there, and he came back, trained with us, and I thought that was awesome. I know it's not a competition thing with him. He just wanted to get in a good workout with us and train. So it's a great example of what black belts are.
So today my foot actually felt pretty good. I think it was probably because my leg went numb after doing 40 minutes of cut kicks and chop kicks and everything. But I feel like I'm in a lot better shape than I was when I first started. I feel a lot stronger. I was able to almost beat Mr. Hesser on the burpees the first time. And I feel like this week and last week, as Master McShane said earlier, was the first week that I really started to see a good deal of improvement in myself. So I'm pretty excited for the second pre-test coming up, and I'm excited to keep training and keep getting better and see where I am by then, and then hopefully I make it to the final test and to compare where I started to where I ended up. So it was a good day.
I'm tired. I'm hurting. I can't feel my legs. Actually, I can't feel them. They feel like rubber. It's really bad. Great class.
So today was all about Master McShane. He reminded me it was my black belt test, and that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm glad he's here, and today I give today to him. He's the reason why I'm here. So all right.
All right, so we're halfway to testing in today's class. I thought it was the most mentally draining so far. Not physically, I mean physically, yes, it was tough, but they all are. More mentally for me today. Just wasn't that great of a day as far as me feeling on stuff, but I'll just take the positive stuff and try and add it on to this week of training and get that much better.
An interesting note at the end of class was that while Mr. Hesser finished first, after everyone was done and they were putting on their shoes and leaving, he stayed and he caught up to Mr. Handerfeld because he didn't want to not do the work that someone else did. And to me, that's the mark of somebody going for a higher rank. There was something in him that didn't sit right with. He didn't want to feel that he was getting it easy or going too light. And I don't think he certainly wasn't doing it to impress anybody. He wasn't doing it to impress me or make Mr. Handerfeld feel better. There was just something in him that said, it's right for me to complete all of these sprawls. I like to see that because that's not someone that I need to monitor. He's a black belt. He's going for 4th degree. He can conduct himself in his own training without me standing over him with a microscope. And at black belt level and up, that's what I want. That's what I expect. You don't need hand holding anymore. And for him to have developed that little itch that says, maybe I haven't worked as hard as I need to, maybe I need to go the extra mile, that's what this test is about, especially for him. As I stated, it's not going to get easier from here. We have one more week of review, and then we're into the second pre-test. Everyone's making progress, but is it going to be enough? As I've said, there are a few people that need to clean up their technique, and if they don't get there sufficiently quickly, they're not going to get through that second test. One more week of review, that's all they get.
Guys, I don't want to do this anymore.
I am tired of making that correction.
Yes, sir.
That's not a threat. That's just me being frustrated, telling you I don't want to see that anymore. That's orange belt stuff. You better pray I don't see that on the test.
I just want to thank Master McShane because he did remind me it was a black belt test, even though my knees jacked up. He did remind me it was my black belt test.
Hey!
You're wasting time.